Oh, okay. Here we go.
The following is a special presentation. Hello viewers, and to our friends who are watching right now, welcome to the annual rewind. And 2025 was a tough year for me, especially that I have been through a lot of things. But we're gonna get a lot of fun because we're gonna take a look at some of the moments that I have been involved in this past year. But we're gonna get to it right here because things have changed from previous year, you know. Some changes right now, and yeah, I have been through a lot. So we're gonna explain everything right here, and of course, as usual, we're gonna have the best moments right after I explain what really happened this year. And then we'll get through the best things that happened this year and on this channel, all the other channels, and what to expect next. So let's take a step back as we get through some of the toughest moments in my life, which is this year. So sit back because this is about to be real. So let's get started. So of course, the aftermath of the Broadcast Plus fiasco and some problems regarding to my recording software on during gameplays has led me to this, and this is what happened. I restarted GypsyAshie from scratch once again, except that everything stayed the same, of course, same as usual. The main GypsyAshie channel was now GypsyAshie, Ashie View became Ashie Extra, and the PTC of PTC Drawbacks channel is officially the new focus on the Ashie Motions channel, which now relied on my PTC project. The actions now moved to what was Ashie Play, named Ashie Reacts, and nothing else has been changed on Ashie View between Ashie Edits, just regular stuff. And I introduced to everything, of course, I introduced myself at the start of the year as well. And of course, this year's also year things have been doing well. I also premiered the Slap Revisited, a spin-off that focuses on past movies, and I did premiere new seasons of shows. Evolved Logo Season 2 premiered on February 13th time here in the Philippines, and yeah, and I also participated in an object show camp titled Round Trip, which was in its third season as Power Bank. And we're gonna explain more about Power Bank in a moment because this is going to be a while. But yeah, I continued making some other stuff before I eventually branched out into launching the Spring Station campaign, which began on March 20th of this year, where I basically have a little fun during the spring. I premiered Season 2 of the History of Flags as well, and on April 4th, something weird came around, as I surprisingly brought back BFDI1 in my past, also it was just a joke, but it all came with a cause. Motion Ninja, my video editing software used to make videos, has some problems with saving codes, which led me to the announcement of my eventual leaving of the logo editing community. At that time, my final logo editing name was Starlight and Manaskin Fanatic Video Maker 246, and which after April 22nd, I completely left the logo editing community, and the channel that houses the logo editing stuff will be repurposed for another channel, which we'll get to it in a moment. But back to the subject, April 15th was the date the cut premiered, where the episode focuses on the story of course, the overall character development of JJ Maping from Outer Banks. And yeah, it's really tough to see him passed away and got his character killed off after Season 4. But yeah, and also as obligatory as it may seem, but I have took an 3-day break from, I think, April, hold on one moment, April, I think on the third week of April on Monty District Friday and Black Saturday, as usual, April 17, 18, and 19, before I returned, before Easter Sunday came around on the 20th, where I posted a new episode of Evolve Logos and History Reflects at the same time, which at that time was April 21st here. But April 21st was also shocking, as we have witnessed the death of Pope Francis, which led me to this. The commemorative intro and outro has been posted, and I just gained respect to Pope Francis right after his passing. And yeah, but also, right after I left the local editing community, something new came around, and yeah, at that time I wasn't even getting to this, but I'm just getting started into Disney Zombies, which is a DCOM franchise that I haven't touched until just about I was about to be graduating from elementary school. And yeah, when Zombies 4 teaser came out, I was excited. And also, because of Coachella, I was also becoming a fan of Bands of Boot as well, which led me to ranking Mystical Magical for some reason. And yeah, I also somehow get back into this by releasing Random Raven 71 on April 28th time in the US. And as for Chains, of course, actually that came around, and as we kick off the 13 years marathon. Yep, of course, everything came around, a lot of things. Eurovision, everything else, and some bizarre developments. But of course, some bizarre developments has caused for a lot of problems, which we'll get to it in a moment. Now, the 13 years marathon is so special that I have a lot of fun, from a couple of reactions to a couple of reviews, of course, and a lot of content, of course, from, yeah, everything else, and, yeah. But also, it caused a lot of changes, of course, during that time. As at the time, you know, the conclave happened in the first couple of weeks of May, and we found out that Pope Leo XIV is now the new Pope, which is why I made a Habemus Papam commemorative island. Yeah, so, you know, but glory to God for, you know, Pope Leo XIV. So anyways, as I decided to get out of my expecting duties, let's go back. So anyways, let's go back to what I was about to say. Of course, I premiered the Ultimate GypsyAshie local history for the 13-year special, and it makes sense, all of the singles, of course, and songs, and of course, Eurovision came around. I did post some Eurovision videos on the Ashie Eurovision channel. I did predict that JJ won for Austria, and it did, and I'm really proud to say that JJ is basically one of my favorites for this year. And I'm really proud that Wasted Love is my favorite song of the year. Go check out my ranking on some of the best songs of the year on the SGX channel if you haven't. But yeah, and this was also interesting to have a lot of development from basically fun moments and something like that. But yeah, 13 years marathon was a lot, but it caused a lot of problems because of Lock, the app that I used to watch movies and TV shows. Well, it has gone worse because of its advertising system. So, because of this, I have initially cancelled the Celebrity Visit in the Burnside because of this, and I ended both shows in June. This was in preparation for what's to come next, that is of course Brightmont and eventually the Midsummer Station. The Midsummer Station is of course exciting because it kicked off the biggest things that I have done in my life, and of course a lot. But of course, a lot of things came around. Of course, a new episode of content came around, mock-ups to some stuff, and yeah, July came and went. Yes, July, of course, is a lot. Of course, I talked about my thoughts on the Galaxy Unpacked, of course. I did catch on the Zombies 4 premiere and eventually Electric Bloom, but I did catch on Electric Bloom when the third and fourth episodes premiered, though, so that's a little weird basis. But also interesting is, of course, Ryan Trahan. I was also hooked into Ryan Trahan during his 50 States in 50 Days series, in which led me to me uploading the most iconic moment, that is the Raul saying "Kaboom, it is what it is" clip.
Yeah, and kaboom!
Yeah, very hilarious and so iconic, right?
Kaboom.
And as of this point, it is the most reviewed on this channel. We'll get to that in a moment. But as we officially, as Trahan and of course Haley Pham, his wife, of course, ended the series, I have uploaded every news they got locked, in which that was hilarious. Okay, but a little weird though, because that was also the time I also brought back two of the cancelled shows from its grave. And yes, this was at the time I decided to start watching some stuff on Disney Plus and Netflix. Thankfully, it's legally. So, yeah. And of course, on July 31st, the day Descendants turned 10 years old, the Celebrity Visit will officially return to what it was supposed to be. And yes, I brought it back from the grave as well. So, and thank God it was successful with, of course, 3 back-to-back episodes. And that's it. Of course. And for the Burnside, we'll get to that in a moment. But of course, I also started speed art, a series of me basically doing speed art stuff. And yeah, it started when Chandler, of course, when I made a fan art, when I decided to showcase my time lapse on what I did on the Chandler Kinney fan art for her birthday, by the way. So yeah, and I also started Cliche Reviews, which is a really weird series that I seriously made up. But yeah, but anyways, let's go back to what I was supposed to do, because there was a huge amount of developments coming along, and of course, we're leading up to the biggest problems that I have discovered. But of course, we're gonna get to it, because we're in the supposed to be my birthday marathon. Yes, of course, we get to the final part of the the long episode of the cut, of course, episode 2 of the cut, and of course, I have re-reviewed the first season of REUPLOAD after I finished watch. But problems arose as on September 5th or September 4th, depending on where you live, my Discord account got hacked. And yeah, that was very tough. I was courted by a scammer that hacked Sonic Lover Brandon's account, and I did a track to, report this. And it was sounds like that I didn't realize it was real, but actually it turns out to be fake. So I became a victim of the scam, which led me to the creation of my new account. More on that story is already in this video, which you can check it out on this channel as well. But back to the fun. Of course, new things came around. Of course, I have moved on from that stress. I have made music again, which would be not that great for a lot of things, because yeah, I kind of struggled making music though, but whatever. But anyways, as we get to October came back, of course, and I have a couple of things from Windows Mockups to two new cut episodes, in which the latter came out in November. And yes, I have a couple of weird developments coming along in October, because yeah, I was hooked to Fambrina at that time, in which I 100% of it when the show already came out on Disney Plus, October 15th. That's why I did an early review on Halloween Day, and it was successful. But we'll get to that in a moment. But November was a huge month for me, as we get through a lot of things, of course, and security problems, and some problems regarding to my identity, and I have struggled with my life recently. I decided to review my identity, and it all happened on November 22nd, 2025, when I reviewed my true identity to the world, which caused a lot of problems. Of course, I'm not Dark Frontier. Of course, I'm not an 21-year-old guy. I'm not an American, as I just said in that video. But to recap, of course, I'm a Filipino, a teenager, 15-year-old, and yeah, I decided to go by Duncan Nichols now, but my real name's Emin. But that problem caused one of my best friends on the internet to cut ties with me. But since the drama will get a lot tedious from here, let's just move on from that. Let's just simply move on. Things are in the past. Let's just get out of the past and let's move on to what we're supposed to do. The Christmas station, of course, and yes, we finally get through the Advent calendar, which came back for this year. And yeah, it was interesting. And yeah, did I have any missed stuff? Yes, I have a couple of missed stuff, of course. Let's go back to the power bank thing, in which I did kind of bit well at representing power bank for a round trip, and thank God I made it through third place, and which that was the best result I could ever get. But I did manage to get another try with XTAC, this time as Hockey Puck. But as of the time I am recording this video, I'm still winning. But that will change in the next couple of days. It's in the merge phase now, so yeah. But we'll see in next couple of weeks or days. So, but yeah, if you wanted to know what's going on with my character, please check out the Team Redfield YouTube channel. Speaking of Team Redfield, I started this channel in the same place that Ashie Edits was, and I carried over my 10 upcoming projects, our campus and Saturday object shows, to this channel. But because of lack of motivation, a lack of confidence from the viewers, and lack of materials, I decided to delay these two indefinitely, and I made Team Redfield a channel dedicated to object show content that I found it interesting. From tier lists, more coming soon of course, to clips, and of course, my participation and various OS camps. So yeah, and of course we don't want to talk about other channels if we wanted to explain it. So actually, of course you know about that. Well, I started the Slap Revisited. I ended the Slap Revisited on the Burnside because of that lock app, but revived. And by the way, the Burnside returned September 1st. Yeah, with my review on Ironheart, which did decently well, but whatever. And also for the other channels, Ashie Reacts did basically decently well because it got a decent amount of views. But the most interesting ones are, of course, SMG4 Saturdays. Of course, those 9 Saturdays would mark an era in which I'm going to explain the last memories that SMG4 gave me before Luke decided to move on from that. And I did all 9 of them. You can check that out right now on the SGBX channel. And which that was memorable, but still hilarious. Okay? And yeah, the PTC throwbacks, mandatory, nothing else mattered. Still making PTC stuff, but whatever. And one more thing, of course, is actually Eurovision, which actually Eurovision has skyrocketed during the Eurovision and Junior Eurovision seasons. And I'm really proud of what I have done. I did rank most national finals, and nothing else mattered. But still, maybe I should branch out of the Eurovision stuff to do other Eurovision details, like best Eurovision song, in my opinion, or something like that. But that's what I can say. But 2025 was a huge year for me, from my identity being revealed to my Discord account being hacked to some of the greatest moments that shaped my life easily. 2025 was a tough year, and I would never forget every single moment that came away from this year. And so, this was a tough year for me. I might say that this year might be good, but yeah. But for this one, it's a bit mixed for me. Some stuff were good, some stuff were bad, but some stuff were very, turdy-less. But because of AI, the brainwashing, and the popularized 6-7 meme, some sorts that kicked up this year, well, needless to say, it's decent for 2025. So 2025 is a decent year for me, but we'll see what will come to 2026. So let's just move on from the past, and let's start 2026 fresh as always. So, yeah. So let's just get that stress away and take a look at some of the greatest moments on this channel this year, of course, and also some on the other channels too. So let's do that before we can take a look at the official statistics and accomplishments for this year.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Hello viewers, welcome to GypsyAshie, where clarity starts here. It also founded a multi-disciplinary sports club called PSV implemented in 1913. This BlackBerry Bold 97AD on T-Mobile. Why she and a boat plus wave have to get revenge on champions, so in the final season events and quote unquote intensive carry events.
Here? Oh my god! Plane rock! Oh my god!
So tissues, you get the spot of D because of how weird you are. The circle, or sun as you called it, is basically a little bit raised.
¡Nicolás! ¡Me llamo Henry! ¡Ayúdame, por favor! ¡Nicolás!
And his first original release, the anthem, entered the Beatport Electro House chart in the top 20.
800 588 2300 Empire.
Today.
And now we just got received the thin treatment because look at how thin it is.
Yeah, and kaboom!
It is what it is. Further Arrow is basically old and British and it's nostalgic, but Liquid Glass is next level. And because you got Expressive now on Liquid Glass, one of these additional stations was Baltimore's then NBC affiliate WMAR-TV, which would displace that city's longtime ABC affiliate Group W-owned WJZ-TV.
New state unlocked, Hawaii! Alright, here it is. This is the complete map of all 50 states in the US.
The catchphrase being, I really know that this special premiered on August 13th, 2021, which is subtitled The Digital Experience, or should I say standalone. And the air tips fitting, which is really nice. Hello viewers. Now before I should start this video, I just want to mention that the events that happen throughout these past days are real and not fake, and those are not make-believe. As you may know, things would get even crazier here because at 6 in the evening, maybe 6 in the evening, this happened. The inevitable happened. My Discord account got hacked, and this was the evidence that I got from Mr. Suitcase's Discord server. Then, Mr. Suitcase of all people uh, just commented on one of my videos about the situation. I never knew it was really real, so I had to skip on. But however, it was all too late. My Discord account was indeed hacked, and because of this, I was immediately banned from Mr. Suitcase's Discord server. Yes, 40 episodes. It has been this way since March of 2024, and yeah. Chavalan, that's hard. Yeah, I literally butchered that, but anyways, that was going to be removed by 2022, as they simply rebranded to WM. We have 14 stripes, as opposed to the 11 on the previous flag. Until then, I'll meet you all on the other side. And don't forget to check it in and check it out, this channel as well. More contents, including more cut episodes and everything. Alright, I'm out now. And this may be shocking, but GypsyAshie is my alter ego. Yes, you can tell. I am not as the same person as you can tell, but I'm the same person as you can see in some of my older videos. And also, yes, I'm not 21 years old, but I'm a 15-year-old. Yeah, and of course, except the fact that I'm still born September 3rd, except that I was instead born in 2010. 2010, I was born in 2010, of course, in real life, and yes, that is basically evidence by my birth certificate, everything, documents, and yeah. And yes, of course, as you can tell, it's totally real and it's not made up. And in case you knew my past, as you can tell by the descriptions of some of my older Tor Exposed channels, my real name is Amen. Or in this case, Emmanuel James Natividad. And yeah, that's what my classmates and friends and my family called me. And full name, of course, as you can tell, Natividad is my surname, as implied by my old channel's old name. And yeah, however, I don't want to call that, but instead I'm gonna use the Duncan persona. However, it will be tweaked, and it will now be Duncan Nichols. Okay, let me pull up the light again. So, next up, we have the, one moment please, the Consumer Cellular 101. Sorry about that, but because I really don't like how my camera focuses though, so this is bad. But anyway, so this is the Consumer Cellular 101 on, you know, Consumer Cellular. I have to settle with Silksong because it's alright, but okay, let's just do Silksong. Sea Monsters. Very great one, but low decent. So B tier. Because there's not much to say about it except that it is okay. But I really like, you know, Tyson and Clarice's story. The following year, Ansi Van Jockey, then executive vice president of Nokia, showed the entirety of Grand Vows to Laurie Kivinen, then head of corporate communications, and together they selected the episode that became the Nokia tune. The excerpt is taken from measures or bars 13 to 16 of the piece. we'll get back to our special presentation in a moment here on GypsyAshie. Hey, I just want to let you know that almost 90% of you have watched my videos aren't subscribed to this YouTube channel yet, because it would take a long time to do some research or anything like that. But if you subscribe to me, that will help me a lot. So if you want to see more of me, please like this video, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell so you don't miss new videos whenever I need to post. And also check out all my other channels and my link tree linked in this channel's homepage. If you're already caught up, let's go back to the video. This is a special presentation. Having achieved stardom but not artistic freedom, Dylan laments that he is beholden to the expectations of the industry and the folk music community. The thoughts into reality and going online universe should fall in the wrong hands. He passes a duty reporting a world to filmmakers. This notary means that the zombies cannot go to part, but for some reason they're still allowed to go super high. Not in the basement for some reason, I don't know why, but their personalities are straightforward too. And Malachi Barden, which I remember, if I remember, he was in various Disney Channel stuff, including Under Wraps 2, with these two, Sky and Barden, joining the cast. Evie is basically the very silly beady girl it is, because she's basically a princess, evil princess. That's why there's an E in her first name. 2025 onwards would be definitely crucial because they have to do animation and live action at the same time. So I know this would be weird, but it's alright. So yeah, Williams have some conversation with Robbins and about his, cloak for that matter, and it literally depicts the death of Ophelia, which is night. It introduces V herself, her family at first, but yeah, the funny moments start here, as V gets to meet Sophie for the first time.
$94,012 votes, which is the most ever.
This time the cake is a birthday cake.
Yeah. If you're safe, you get cake. So who won the challenge? Yeah, good one.
Be wary if it stopped by for a visit, because it will find you.
Oh my...
Its eyes can see farther and more accurately than any other eyes can.
Oh my god.
It will find you if you give it the opportunity, so you must hide.
Okay, that was weird. Okay. That radio can easily explode, and look at this. What? Oh my god. The following is a color presentation of WTV.
celebratory octopus.
Oh my god,
50.
it's 9:50.
It's happening, it's happening, it's happening. Look at this. Oh my god.
Okay, everyone, try your best not to be injured for the next 10 minutes.
Are you bored? Well, It's a ball. He's got a rubber ball. It's a ball. He's got a rubber ball. The simple joy of bouncing a small little sphere. Just whip it out and the fun is here. It's a ball.
That's right, it's a rubber ball. But it's not just normal rubber ball, it's a stupid rubber ball. So, buy now. It's only $9,000. But it's worth it, trust me.
Yeah, the Squishy Cherries, they didn't even do an elimination that episode, so what did they do? So he joined and Blocky went back and to the Grapes. It's very terrible to see this team has to go and damage control. So I hate this team and I really don't want to see it going because of Gogo's serious leadership. It needs help. And why the Beautiful Face Devotion Institute? I have no idea why they're doing that. So this gets a D tier. And this follows the footsteps of various other French ballads in the main ESC series, like, you know, Mon Amour or something like that, from what I can remember, and also Voila as well. But anyway, so that being said, that'll be it for my introduction for 2025. So with that being said, thank you for watching. As I said, please don't forget to like this video, subscribe, hit that notification bell, and set it to all so you don't miss new videos whenever I post. So with this, see ya! And remember, GypsyAshie is where clarity starts here. Well, some moments can be memorable, but some of course can be tough, stressful, and that's what basically 2025 is all about. And I almost forgot to tell that I also started Nostalgic Tidbits too, which is a show where I explain nostalgic things in the form of YT shorts. And that, of course, that thing has done successfully as well, in which I'm really proud of that decision. And also, Eurovision Icon Stories, of course, a similar format, also did successfully. So who knows? But let's just get to it, because the analytics for this year has basically done okay though, because that's basically what it is. So let's talk about the statistics for the GypsyAshie YouTube channel for this year. And I mean this year, because this year has gone a little more decent than, you know, last year. The subscriber count for this channel has grown by 80%. 80 subscribers, of course. 471 more than that of last year, in which we gained 80 subscribers, and which to this day our channel has at over 1,770 subscribers. Maybe that should go up in the next couple of years, but the commitment of getting 2,000 subscribers this year has never been fulfilled. That was sad or unfortunate, but yeah. But on the other side of the aisle, of course, as you can tell, I have gained 99,256 views for this year. And wow, that was a lot, but it is kind of a bit more than last year, which is 93,315. To this day, the total amount of views I got, of course, is 1,698,964. Oh boy, that's a lot, but I'm really proud of what I have done. But past content has gained more views, which is not that great for some, but whatever. But at least a couple of content has made perfect sense, because I have great time with that view amount, but whatever. But let's just get through the most viewed videos for this year, because we have a lot to talk about. So, of course, a couple of things, we're not gonna count the unlisted videos, but of course, what do we have to say in some of the most viewed videos on this channel for this year? But from what I can see on the top content page, on reading on the YouTube Studio app, not such video on came out in 2025 was posted on this list, because it's just basically old bullshit, bull crap. But yeah, but to be honest, the most viewed, of course, I'm gonna explain the most viewed video on this channel, which we'll talk about right now, and which is going to be interesting. But of course, as we know about that, the Nostalgic Tidbits episode of the Nokia tune is the most viewed short on this channel this year with 1.3 thousand views. But as I mentioned, the Kaboom clip that I just uploaded has received 2.1 thousand views, which would be happy to say that it surpassed the previous record holder, that is my Voice Smashing PlayStation Portal reaction video, which was to 1.7 thousand, and now of course it has been no longer the most reviewed on this channel, and the Kaboom clip is now 2.1k. So I'm really proud of what I have done, but yeah, that's a lot. But at least I have done basically decently good for this year, as yeah, nothing else to add about that. But also, as you can tell, the third, not counting such a tip, is the third most viewed of 2025 is of course the Lego REUPLOAD episode. Yeah, just to basically count what I had to say that, but of course. But that's what you can say from GypsyAshie. Nothing else to add more, but still, this year has been a wacky one for GypsyAshie. But what about the other channels? Let's move on to Ashie Extra, in which we have gained a major step forward, because we have gained a couple more things this year. So as we had to take a look at the subscriber count, we have gained 41 subscribers from the 252 that we have now, and that's a lot, because some of them were really excited about that I have received some of the greatest things that I have made on this channel. But for the view count, it was a lot. It was 14,352 views, which makes a lot sense for the 113,592 views that I got on this channel. And that's a lot, because a lot of things came around, and wow, there's a lot that I can say. But the most viewed video has changed a lot of things. Now as you can tell, previously the most viewed video on this channel was the Hazbin Hotel review. But once after Descendants, we celebrated the 10th anniversary of the Descendants franchise, that was originally been taken down by that. And my Descendants review has got the most views on this channel at the time. But then when the Bad Guys 2 review came out, that thing surpassed that. So the Bad Guys 2 review is the most viewed video at the time. And by the way, the Descendants review has now been overtaken by the Hazbin Hotel review, by the way. So yeah, but that holder would not last any longer, because of the successfulness of Teenage Vampire, my Vampirina review is now the most viewed video on this channel, with over 5.5 thousand views. And I'm really proud of how those fans of that show has agreed to what I have said. But thank God, I was really glad that this show would get another season. But we're still waiting for a member from Disney. But anyways, on to Ashie Reacts. Now, Ashie Reacts did decently well this year, but yeah, nothing else to add, because it hit a little solemn. Because yeah, it has received 32 subscribers this year, which makes up for the 269 that we have now. And for the view count, well, yeah, it was down from what I can expect. It was 6,403, and which that time as Ashie Play, it was 6,113, which is a little up, but still, it was a decent count. But still, this channel still did decently well, but even though it failed to succeed what I previously offered, it was still decent. But for the videos that I have made on this channel, of course, the Ashie Reacts era, well, we have a couple of most viewed ones. Of course, we have a point to talk about here. The most viewed on this channel was the Thanks for 2,763,000 subscribers video, and which it released on February 8th. And that thing surpassed the previous record holder, that is this BFDI 17 reaction, in which that was the first reaction I did for this year. And as of this point, the BFDI 17 reaction got 164, as compared to the 496 viewers that 2,763,000 subscribers video has received. And of course, there are, in the middle of these two, are the Gaslight District Pilot reaction at 194, ITFT Episode 9 reaction at 212, and the Nightly Manners 6 reaction at 257. And yeah, this year was decently well for Ashie Reacts, but okay then. But for the PTC throwbacks, soon to be Ultraverse, we'll get to more of those later, because yeah, well, we're gonna explain a lot of things, because it did successfully well decently than last year, because last year we got 49 subscribers, but now 73 subscribers on this channel, because of continued support over the PTC stuff, and because of your support, this channel now has 656, which still has the same amount of subscribers when I still operate this as a local archive channel. You know, fictional stuff. But 2025 views is more intensive. But because of the old videos, the views of this channel, of course, has raised up to 50,455, which makes sense for this channel's 761,317. And I'm really a little bit odd about what about the top content that I have, but on the other side of things, what are the most viewed for this year? Well, so far, the first PTC episode that I have posted is currently the most viewed on this channel. But the most viewed for this year is the British Columbia Kamloops episode of the history of PTC, and which I'm really proud of what I have done, and yes, that thing is the most viewed for this year, even not counting previous videos from previous years. And yeah, of course, follow-up, of course, is other PTC stuff, of course, PTC stuff. So, yeah, that's basically self-mandatory. Now, as for actually Eurovision, yeah, we're gonna talk about a lot of things. Well, actually, Eurovision has made a little more attraction from viewers, as you know, the channel has received 62 subscribers, which is more than last year's amount of 22 subscribers. When at the time the channel was still rock bottom, and this channel still in its baby steps. But the channel, of course, has received 122 subscribers, which hit the 100 subscriber mark in around fall of this year. I could not remember, but still, it was successful. It was a successful venture for me because the amount of views that I got was a whopping 13,050. Wow! That was a lot, and I'm really proud to say that the view count has rose up to 19,534, in which all the stuff came around from this channel. Now the most viewed videos, of course, my ranking on all Junior Eurovision songs before the entire video of the show, or the rehearsals per se. And that was being record broken, of course, by a couple of things. And first of all, the first record breaker was, the first record breaker, a couple of things, of course, a lot of record breakers. Of course, last year we have the Junior Eurovision 2024 rehearsals songs ranked, of course, but that was broken by my ranking on all of the my top 15 Junior Eurovision 2025 songs in the first semifinal. But that was, I think, that was broken by my top 16 and the second semifinal. But yeah, that was after my ranking on all the top 37 songs in Eurovision 2024 after the show 1 year later is posted. And that thing surpassed that top 15 SF1 this year before rehearsals did. And also, it was topped off by my top 37 after the show video for Eurovision 2025. This point has 934 views. And of course, the Junior Eurovision video, all songs ranked before the rehearsals, has topped up with 1,000 views, surpassing my, that previous record holder's 934. And I'm really proud of what I have done with the actual Eurovision channel. And since this channel is now dedicated to Eurovision stuff, I'll continue to upgrade it next couple of days. But that thing still has a small amount of subscribers that I have on all the ecosystem channels. But yeah, and lastly, Team Redfield. But when it was, of course, Ashie edits, well, the channel did these still going well. But once after I decided to stop making logo editing, it basically just the channel went down from here. But as of this point, of course, this year we have received 67 subscribers. Kids, please don't do this. But anyway, 67 subscribers that add up to the current amount of subscribers, which is 152. And yeah, the view count is impressive though, as at the time when it was Ashie edits, it's still but it hit 14,539, which can add up to, of course, the 22,604 that I have now. And of course, the most viewed video when it was Ashie edits was, of course, yeah, my I don't know when I talk about this, but that thing is the most viewed video at the time. But of course, the most viewed video when we talk about Team Redfield's side, of course, is this. Every single scene that has one appeared from Teapot 19, and it currently has 335 views as of this point, but it's about to be broken by the rubber ball thing advertisement from Inanimate Insanity, which at this point has 337. It still needs, I think 8 more to surpass that, and yeah, that will be the most reviewed this channel. But we'll see about what will happen to this video. But for now, this would be it for Team Redfield, and yeah, so that's basically what I can say about those channels and achievements of this year, and that's basically would be it. So yeah, and also some some of you may be wondering what will happen next to this channel for 2026. Well, I'm gonna explain it right now. So 2026 will be a big year for GypsyAshie, as a lot of things will happen, of course, and a lot of plans will have a lot of things. And yes, I'm really excited for what will come next. But let's take a look at this first. The thing that you just saw is a tease for the biggest rebrand possible. But we're going to review more of this by February. This will be an ambitious rebrand ever, but I have a lot of time to make it happen. But for now, we're going to temporarily implement a new rebranding strategy, of course. As you may know, I have been on a bit likely uniting the GypsyAshie brand into channels, of course, most of them. But I wanted to, break the, unification spell so that each channel would have its own identity, much like similar to that of Team Redfield or the PTT Throwbacks channel, soon to be Ultiverse. But yeah, this is going to be ambitious because this rebrand will focus on a lot of other stuff, as we are about to enter the next phase of the GypsyAshie era. Of course, the brand of GypsyAshie, of course, and that era will be called Your Story, Your Life era, which will be named after the slogan itself, Your Story, Your Life. You absolutely heard that right. This slogan will be the permanent slogan for GypsyAshie, replacing the previous slogan that I used for this year, Clarity Starts Here. But 2026 will be a huge one because, of course, we have a couple things to note. Because we're going to rebrand all the channels, but for Team Redfield. Team Redfield will be, of course, it will stay the same name, but it will receive a new logo, which we will do. But anyway, so let's get started with GypsyAshie, the main channel, of course. Now, of course, content-wise, it's basically, random stuff like Bob logos, all the original logo timeline, history of Flash, USA stuff, and other stuff I find around. But yeah, and because of a lot of variety that GypsyAshie channel, of course, has brought, well, because of my nature now as, a Disney fanatic, well, I decided to change the name of the channel, GypsyAshie channel, into something interesting that I haven't been done in a while, except for local and stuff. So, at this point, I am a fan, of course. I was a fan of Teenage Vampire, and also I am a fan of some decom, including Descendants and Zombies, but the last is basically primary. But those two are basically primary interests, so I decided to do these two. So, for 2026, the GypsyAshie channel will now go by Vampirina and Zombies fan. And yes, of course, this is what it's all about. Of course, I'm a Vampirina and Zombies fan. That's why it's named that. Of course, content-wise, it will stay the same. You're going to still see folk logos, you're going to still see the history of Flags, audiovisual logo timeline, the cut, and other variety here on this channel. The channel will stay the same, of course. Just new name, of course. As for Ashley Extra, of course, there will be a couple of changes to the channel's, branding image. But we have a couple of changes. Actually, as I can announce in the Ashley Direct 2026 showcase, the channel will primarily focus on movies, series reviews, and also music reviews, of course. But gaming reviews will now be, diminished because I announced the ending of the Roblox Series review and the PPC review on that channel. And bloopers will officially be embedded into future videos. Of course, it will now be integrated into future videos, either in the middle or the end of it, and sneak peeks will be exclusive to my socials. And because of this new strategy, you need to know identity before I do extra. And because I mainly review pop culture, some sorts, well, of course, that idea came in mind when I decided that Ashley Extra will now go by Cult Reviewer. And of course, I mean Cult Reviewer because, yeah, I mainly review pop culture stuff, and hence why I decided to choose the slogan, the culture you crave for this. So, Cold Reviewer, the culture you crave, channel will stay the same reviews, but more emphasizing on pop culture stuff. Same content, of course. For Ashie Reacts, of course, there's nothing else much to change about its content, mostly reactions. But it will also receive a new name as well. It will go back to its original roots. But it was, of course, what it was at the main GypsyAshie channel. Of course, Ashie Reacts go by Reaction Time. Now, this name will go by this channel starting in 2026. Ashie Reacts will officially go by Reaction Time. Of course, same channel, but new name, obviously. Now for Ashie Eurovision, of course, nothing else will change. Eurovision content will stay the same, but it will add a new formula of things, of course. As we're getting prepared for the 2026 Eurovision season, we're going to also change the name of Ashie Eurovision, but we're going to shorten things up, so the channel name will be simplified to, of course, ESCDN, where the DN stands for my initials for my stage name, Duncan Nichols. Now, ESCDN will stay the same, of course. It will have the same content as usual. Nothing else will change, of course. The PTC drawbacks, we already know the story. The channel will now mainly not just focus on PTC, but motion graphics from a variety of things, from requests, AU stuff, and other stuff. But I'm not taking, I think I'm actually not gonna go back to the original roots, that is the massive mess. But I'll be having a lot of plans for this channel. I'll be making my fan-made TV channel project. I'll be making my AU that is different from the past AU, where it is inspired by local bros' AU, and of course PTC will stay here. Of course, we know that the channel will go by Ultraverse starting next year, starting 2026. And yeah, but as for Team Redfield, nothing else will change. Same content as always, but we'll see a new logo that will follow the same treatment as the other channels. But as for Ashie Arts and Ashie Music, well, we're gonna talk about these two. So these two brands, of course, are basically the sub-brands of GypsyAshie. Ashie Arts focuses on arts, of course, and Ashie Music focuses on the music side of things. But for the latter, well, it's really tough to say this. After an awful copyright dispute on SoundCloud that got rejected over the band Whisper Winter's release, I have announced that Ashie Music will shut down. Because of this, all of the tracks that I made, and also my SoundCloud and BandLab accounts, will be archived. So yeah, what a tough decision, but yeah, it's just for the best. So yeah, it's like to move on from that. But as for Ashie Arts, well, it will stay the same. It will still be around, but except that the Ashie Arts label will also be shutting down. Except that, of course, everything that Ashie Arts already here will now be heading over to GypsyAshie. You heard that right, Ashie Arts will be folding back into the GypsyAshie brand. And yeah, of course, it will stay the same, of course. It will have a new look, of course. It will have some changes on some of my socials, of course. It will receive new quote-unquote handles, except for DeviantArt. You still have to pay for that, but yeah, of course, the brand itself, Ashie Arts, of course, the art label that I have, will be folded into the GypsyAshie brand. So expect those changes to happen in the next couple of hours, because this is going to be big. But, of course, we have a lot to talk about. So, of course, let's take a look at what you're going to expect this 2026. Well, you're going to see a completely different branding approach. Of course, you're going to see a lot of things, of course. And of course, we have a lot to looking forward to. New seasons of shows and everything else. Well, I have a lot of explanation on the Ashie 2026 showcase, but you can check it out. And yeah, there was a lot. So let's recap for what to expect in 2026. New branding, new shows, of course, and new things, and of course a lot of changes, of course. And of course all the channels that I own will turn into unique new names to separate the unification thing. GypsyAshie will now go by Family Zombies, and Ashie Reacts will go to Cold Reviewer. Ashie Reacts will become Reaction Time. Ashie Eurovision will now go by ESCDN. The PTC Drummers will now go by Ultraverse, and Team Redfield is still the same. The Ashie Arts label will be folded into GypsyAshie, but the Ashie Music has already been shut down. So yeah, and this is going to be ambitious because 2026 will be a year that a lot of things will be explained. So we'll be here for a while, and let's expect that 2026 will be better than 2025 because a lot of things have happened now. So let's hope that everything happens. And with that out of the way, this was 2025. 2025 was a tough yet decent year for me. A lot of good things, a lot of bad things, and everything else. 2025's made things special because of a lot of things, from a lot of interests that piqued me to a couple of things that changed my life. It seems that 2026 has a lot of things that made me excited for than 2025. But 2025 might be okay. I'm still looking forward to 2026. But for now, with that out of the way, let's move on from the past. Let's start something new as expected. So let's move on from all those past stuff. And let's get things forward as we welcome to the Your Story, Your Life era. With that, thank you for watching the GypsyAshie Rewind 2025. As usual, I hope you guys like this video, and I know it's basically a memory lane of some of the things that I have done this year, and yeah, that was tough. So like, comment, subscribe, and hit that bell. And you can also check out my socials, my link tree, linked in this channel's homepage. With that out of the way, I'll see you all, and of course, just a couple of days from here, but expect me to have a brand new look at my side. Yes, I'll having a new avatar, but it was coming out in just a couple of days from now. So stick around because things are gonna get bigger from here. We'll see you there, folks, and Happy New Year from GypsyAshie. This was a special presentation